Hello, happy Friday, everybody. I am popping in here on a super busy Friday, whole bunch of things popping, and oh yeah, it's eclipse season, baby. We are gearing up for that eclipse. Solar eclipse in Virgo, the new moon coming in on Sunday, followed by Equinox and the arrival of Libra season as we start off next week. So I'm just juggling a couple of things over here and thought that I would pull some of the background elements that we'll be talking about in both of those readings here so that you can kind of see what we have going on. And then I have a special offer for anyone who would be interested in those readings, which I'll share here at the end. So welcome in to the Equinox altar. I've set this yesterday. A lot of really thoughtful elements coming in here and crystals, energy. The healing energy sprays will be here. Currently, I have it set for the new moon. So the sprays we see there are for this incoming lunation. We've got the midnight indigo light in the dark. We have the sunrise new dawn on the other side of the solar eclipse. And in the middle, we have the beautiful moon magic for wishes and bringing through healing and guidance. So, also, we have some cards coming in here for the eclipse that speak to the energies that are incoming. I'm sure that you are already feeling into this. We've talked here on the Sharecast about this being a special new moon in Virgo year. So we've already had the first new moon in Virgo in August at the 0 degree, and now this one will be coming in at the critical 29th degree, the final degree of Virgo, and along with the solar eclipse. So that's something that we're going to be diving in with that new moon empowerment reading. But here we have, connecting in with that new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. And I thought that was interesting, being that Libra season coming right on in with those scales and the balancing and the recalibration. So, just kind of bringing in the energies that the eclipse and new moon are bringing. Of course, with a new moon eclipse, you can rest assured to expect powerful change. And this was really connecting me into this midnight indigo energy that is for those dark nights of the soul, or of course, as a new moon is an absence of light. So there can be darkness, there can be, and then with the solar eclipse coming in, shadow or some illumination that, we're working toward getting more clarity around these big transformative changes and sweeping timeline shifts and adjustments and realignments that we're all experiencing on an individual and collective level. And then we have another for that nod to the new moon in Virgo, which to me is connecting in with the beautiful message of the sunrise, new dawn. Trust, all will be well. So that's the energy that we're infusing in here for this new moon solar eclipse. And what I'm going to do now is pull cards that will be a part of both of those readings. So we've got two readings, jam-packed time, where the first one, which I'm already in the process of bringing together, and we have a beautiful spread and messages that I'll be bringing through. And with that is going to be a card from both the Queen of the Moon and the Queen of the Sun, as we have both the Sun and the Moon in the same sign of Virgo. So we're going to see what those overarching energies of the lunation are coming in as, that we will deep dive into in that new moon empowerment reading, along with a 6-card spread that we will be getting into with those messages. And then we will have the Equinox reading. So this is a special seasonal offering. I know many of you have already signed up. I can't wait. I've been working on that one as well. Waiting on picking which deck I want to use. I have a really special brand new one that's on its way to me that I'm hoping I get in time. So stay tuned for that if you're already with me. But if you were thinking about this one, and I have both the autumn equinox and I have a spring equinox for the Southern Hemisphere, this is the beautiful spread that we tune into. And with that, we will also be tapping into a color, crystals, and spirit animal energies to support you through this incoming season. So I'm going to be pulling 2 of those cards as well. So without further ado, let's get to it, see what's coming up, and then I'll punctuate with a message, a parting message for us going into the weekend, and that special offer for anyone who would like to join for those readings. Okay, here we have Queen of the Moon. This is tuning in for this new moon in Virgo, solar eclipse, overarching energy coming in with this lunation through the moon energy. What's coming forward here? Okay. Ooh, I had it upside down because beautiful acceptance and connecting in peace and love. And yes, what a theme. Certainly something that is rippling out throughout the collective. This is a beautiful card. And it's interesting because right off to my side, I was looking at the Sapphire Divine Peace and Reconciliation. And my goodness, that is surely coming in here to join this card. And it's a casual Friday here. Cooper is in the room with me, my dog, and I just heard him get up and shake his head. So I think he might want to go out in a second. So I might have to shimmy on over there for a minute and let him out. We'll see. Let's bring in our now Queen of the Moon, Sun energy rather, with that sunrise, new dawn on the other side. So with this eclipse, with these energies and what's coming in for us, offering us healing and new awarenesses and illuminations coming in and clarity and opportunity for new trajectories. You know, what's coming in now through the Queen of the Sun to the moon energy of acceptance. Beautiful energy of acceptance. So let's see what's coming up here from Queen of the Sun. Oh, I got the little low cry over there from Cooper. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is gorgeous. It is the card of renewal, and it's actually highlighting Imbolc, which again, other side of the world, Southern Hemisphere, flip that script from our ushering in of Mabon here. Imbolc is another one of those sacred celebration points from the pagan calendar. So we are going to be diving in. That is giving me, though, all the gorgeous autumnal vibes of this equinox altar. So I'm loving that. And you know I'm here for the matchy-matchy. So that's beautiful. I love all of this confirmation of what we have here that we're tuning into. Okay, intermission. I'm going to step over here and let Mr. Cooper out. Go ahead. He's indecisive. That's funny. He was kind of low-key whining, but then he was like, I don't want to leave. So I love that. Always letting nature and animals speak to us in the symbolism that we are tuning into with this sort of in-between indecisiveness. So acceptance and renewal. Wow. Beautiful. I can't wait to dive into those. So this is where, you know, we'll go much deeper into this in the new moon empowerment reading and then roll into our 6-card spread to discover, you know, what's coming up for us to connect in through this solar eclipse and how we might expect for the next 6 months for that energy to be unfolding. So that's that first reading. And now the second one being the equinox spread. These are going to be the color and spirit animal that we'll be bringing in to support us through the season. So we're going to start with the color energy coming in here through the secret language of color, one of my favorite decks to work with for tuning into the ways in which the color can support us along with the messages. So we got a wink there from Cyan. Build your confidence. Okay. Sometimes we get more than one color. We'll see. I'll see what comes forward and see how I'm feeling guided. But this is what we're going to explore in the equinox reading. Okay. Ooh, chocolate. Nourish your body and soul. This is really on point because we're talking about coming through Virgo season and then entering into Libra season with Equinox, with the turning of the wheel. And there is a large focus on our health, our well-being, our bodies, our self-care, and more. So I'm really feeling that with this chocolate pudding energy that's really feeling very earthy and grounded and bringing us into that sense of self. And I notice over here for this reading, this was number 4. This is a 13, which is also 1 and 3 being 4. I'm feeling that energy. Again, 4 is a number of structure and framework and, what we are building from here as the wheel turns and we enter into a new season. I'm going to pull a second color and we're going to see what number comes up from that too. But let's just see a second color to go with our equinox energies, whether we're bringing in autumn or spring. A color energy to go with chocolate. Okay, that's the one. Ooh, Jade, take action. Beautiful. Card 32. That's bringing in the frequency of 3 and 2 being 5. 5, the number of transition and change. And of course, this in between that we have been in here in the mush of the chrysalis, going through this collective change that of course is unfolding as above, so below in all of our lives. And this is a beautiful message of take action. So we've got chocolate and jade coming in to support us with the equinox energies that we'll be exploring. And now the spirit animal. Let's see what's coming forward there from the spirit animal kingdom. You may have had with me a year ahead reading this year, or perhaps you had winter solstice, summer solstice, spring equinox. This is a great part in the series to continue that as well. So that's these are great points in the year to check in, because this is completely personal reading for you, where we do this, 5 or 6 card spread. The spring one has 6 positions. This one is 5, plus the Mabon oracle messages and others that will help to kind of frame up for you, reflecting back on the prior season and then looking ahead into the current season and what's coming forward for you to plant, harvest, to shed and release, and how you can further connect in with the season, how you might be preparing for the incoming solstice on the other end, which of course, again, would be winter or summer, depending on where you are. So it's really beautiful to connect in with, some empowerment, some guidance along the way. So let's see, which animal is coming forward with chocolate and jade? Ooh, the shark. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. So it is. Yes. My goodness. And definitely feeling this connection of the blue and the green energies that we see here, and feeling that, because so many things to say about that with the shark analogies as well. So, and you may remember here on the Empowerment Sharecast that discernment was the card that came forward for the prior lunar eclipse in Pisces, discernment. And we all know what unfolded in the world and on the world stage since that eclipse. And this is the other one now happening on the other end of this eclipse season, discernment. And so I'm really feeling this, connectedness and fluidity between this energy and what happens when we turn that wheel next week and move into Libra season and the new season of autumn or spring. Beautiful. Okay, so those are the cards. I'm going to share with you that. So I'm offering a special today. If you wanted to do both of these readings, it's $88. So normally the Equinox reading is $55 and the New Moon Empowerment is $44. So a little savings for you, an opportunity for us to connect much more comprehensively, where you get 2 beautiful videos that will be jam-packed with all the things, all the elements and the healing energies, a resource document for you and more. So if you're interested in, you can still do these a la carte. It's just that the equinox would be 55 and the new moon is 44 on its own. But if you would like to do both, I would like to offer you a special of $88. So I'll be providing information here for that at the end. But just wanted to pull us a final card to seal in the messages and send you off into the weekend. So let's do that from the Seasons of the Witch, the Mabon Oracle. So this week, quite the spread. I certainly have been feeling and moving through the energies of this week. And I've been more quiet. I've not only been busy, but just moving emotionally through a lot of things over here and just in the collective and holding space and just, all the things. So I hope that you also are moving through these energies as best you can. And of course, always here if you'd like to reach out about how you've been experiencing this week's energies. But among them, we had pulled that card of tobacco. So tobacco was the Seasons of the Witch Mabon message that came in for this week. Feed your ancestors, raise the sacred smoke for them, for they are hungry to connect. And we had that nod to the caterpillar and the butterfly or moth that was on this card there on the left, and much more. So of course I shared this earlier in the week ahead messages, but let's pull for us now a message to roll into the weekend for you all. So let's just see what wants to come forward from Seasons of the Witch Mabon. All right, we'll take that one. Breath work. Number 4 again. So we're bringing it back to basics, to the framework, to the foundation of building from here, like the 4 legs of a chair or a table, creating greater stability and strength. And so without even looking at this yet, that the number alone and the repeat of that energy coming in here 3 times over is a lot of what we are experiencing that's falling away or crumbling or no longer able to sustain is because the foundation is rotted, right? It's no longer something that is in alignment, whether we're talking about you personally on your own trajectory or into the wider collective. It's the same, right? There's where everything is all connected. And just like breath, which we'll feel into this message, but definitely just getting that initial hit intuitively around this connecting in with the framework, the inner workings, the foundation of life is breath. And we have that 4. It's reminding me too of 4 square breathing. If you've ever heard of that before, where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and repeat. So just getting that right off the top. But breathwork says, allow your breath to expand your spirit and fill your heart. Now, what I'm getting there is take a breath, take a beat, right? So there's so much going on. There's so many energies that are competing right now for your time, your attention, to influence you in one way or another. And perhaps before reacting or responding, we take a breath, right? Interesting that we had the tobacco and now we have the breath work. Let's take a look at what the Seasons of the Witch has to say about this beautiful card. Breathe. Okay, key words: finding space, soul nourishment, freedom. Your higher self chose this card because you're in need of more space, expansiveness, and freedom in your life. Your body contains your soul, but your spirit is boundless and needs ample space to express itself in every way necessary for you to feel fulfilled. When you take in a breath, you're breathing the air that has at one point or another touched every surface of the earth. Every animal has felt this breath that you're now taking in. Every ocean, sea, and river has held this air within its molecules, and this air has fallen to the ground to nourish plants through the form of rain. You too are as limitless and expansive as the air you're breathing right now. Yet, you haven't given yourself the space to explore all of your desires. This card has come to you to encourage you to follow all intuitive pings that stir your soul. If you're interested in trying something new, such as a hobby or exploring a different place to live, then give yourself permission to wonder, what if? What could happen if you did what made you happy versus what you're expected to do? How might you experience more passion, fulfillment, and even courage if your decisions were based on what brings you joy? Receive this card here as your invitation to ponder what could be. You don't have to act on anything that doesn't feel like the right way forward. Instead, think of this process as a trial period, a chance to try something on with the guarantee that it can be returned if it doesn't fit. For now, allow yourself to explore the possibilities and see where this leads. Beautiful. And I will say, this is on page 36. And I was waiting to see if we got another 36 or 9 energy, 3 plus 6, because of course we are here in the 9th month. We are here in a 9 universal year, and the frequency of 9 is everywhere we look because it is all about graduation, culmination. Endings and new beginnings are right here. We can just breathe it in, right? It's right here. We're on the precipice. And so the 9 energy also calls for perseverance and resilience because this is damn hard, right? It's all the things. So I think, again, however this is greeting you and wherever and whenever you come across this message even, because I will share this outside of my free Empowerment Sharecast that we meet over here on the Marco Polo app. But I'll put this on my YouTube as well and just put it out there to my social media spaces that I've been very quiet in because I would love for this message to reach whoever needs it. So much connection here between all of this energy that we're collectively bringing in here today as I'm recording this on Friday. But we roll into this weekend, to this eclipse, and whatever it may bring. When we talked about the lunar eclipse in Pisces ahead of time, when we talked about the energetic weather and all of the aspects that were coming in around it, we could not have known the ways in which things would be shifting and moving and happening since then, right? And here we are about 2 weeks later, and we're on the precipice of this solar eclipse. And once again, closing out this energy of Virgo, which has us taking perhaps a rather critical look at all of the things and the areas in which we have space to take a breath, to nourish ourselves with that gift that is the ability to simply breathe in. And I love this beautiful reminder of the interconnectedness, again, of all things. There isn't a drop of water or a molecule of oxygen that you could take into your body that has not touched every other living thing on this planet. And in that way, we are inextricably connected. We are one. And may we return to a place of acceptance and understanding that even if we are not physically in touch, right? That there is this current of energy that runs through our collective. And I could just keep going with this, but it is really powerful. So this is all stuff that we're going to get into that is going to certainly be overlighting not just this new moon empowerment reading, but also the equinox messages that I'll be bringing through as well. So again, let me know if you're interested in one or both, and I'd be happy to connect with you on how we can get you in for them. And again, thank you so much for being here, for sharing this message with anyone that you think may be in need to hear it or appreciating of it. You guys make it possible for me to be here doing this and sharing with you. And for that, I'm very grateful. So I send you all much love, many blessings. We'll talk on Sunday when I come back in for those card pulls. But until then, take good care.